Welcome back to the KetoMo channel, you guys. It means so much seeing all of this positive feedback and all these views and responses. Thank you guys all so much for supporting. On today's episode, I really want to talk about what intermittent fasting is and why I do it every day. My keto journey, as you all know, started a couple of years ago, and it was originally just about lowering my carb intake and focusing on high, healthy fats. Well, throughout that journey, I also learned the importance of intermittent fasting and why intermittent fasting has to be part of your daily regimen. Now, I have been intermittent fasting for roughly 3 years, and what I like to do is it just depends on how I feel, and that's going to happen for a lot of you guys. It depends on how you're feeling that day. My recommendation is to stick to a solid window. So if you are just getting into the intermittent fasting, I would always say do anywhere from a 16-hour fast to an 8-hour eating window, or push the limit. If you could do 20-hour fast and a 4-hour eating window, as you make that smaller eating window happen, your body will become more used to it, and your body will easily start regulating the insulin that you've been spiking all of that time. So if you fast consistently, it becomes a daily habit. It becomes easy, it becomes second nature, it is not difficult. All these years we were taught, eat 5 meals a day, small meals, keep them portion size. And yes, I agree with portion control. And yes, I agree with watching out what you put in your body, but I do not agree with the whole eating all day, every day. The breakfast, the lunch, the snack, the dinner, the afternoon snack, the after dinner snack, all that needs to go away, and you really need to condense it down to one nutritious meal every day. Now, intermittent fasting for some people is difficult if they have some sort of A, medication, or B, their body is just not used to it. But from what I have seen from some of our customers and some of these locals that are doing it with us, it is just about being able to handle it. And two, it is about being able to push yourself to handle it. So don't feel bad, don't get discouraged, and don't quit. Instead, focus on your long-term goal and why you're intermittent fasting. Now, what intermittent fasting is simple. Fast in regards to lowering all calorie intake and lowering anything that's going to spike your insulin in your fasting window. I've heard some crazy things like some toothpastes can break your fast, and that is probably true. I don't have any scientific evidence on that, or have I really tested that, but that is some things I've heard of. So just be cautious on some of the stuff you are using and what you're not using during your fasting window. The hardest part about fasting for me initially was really training my brain to understand I do not need a breakfast. I do not need an afternoon snack. I do not need a lunch. And that, once you get past that hurdle, the rest is easy. It's very, very easy to be consistent. It's very, very easy once you start seeing the results you're looking for, once you feel excited, once you feel energetic. All that continues to push you to want to continue fasting. I've had some people who jump right in, they start the keto, they start the intermittent fasting, and within 2 hours, they're now fasting for the whole day. And I'm like, that's crazy, but all power to you. If you can do that and you can be consistent on that, just keep going and keep trying. The easiest thing about fasting is once you've done it for about a month and your body is now fat adapted, one, you'll burn fat off like crazy, but two, you'll have so much more energy every day. And for me, it gave me purpose, right? It kind of removed some of that sadness and that idea of I didn't know what I was going to do all day. And on top of that, my favorite thing is I was now not living to eat. I wasn't eating to live. I was living, correction, you guys. Instead of living to eat like most of us do now, I was finally eating to live, right? So I actually, A, enjoyed the food, but B, the food was now giving me nutritious energy, and I wasn't chasing my next meal. Instead, I was just chasing my next task, chasing my next goal, helping my next person next to me. And that was motivating and gave me passion, rather than just focusing on what am I going to eat for breakfast? What am I going to eat for lunch? What am I going to eat for dinner? And on top of that, once you are intermittent fasting, you will actually save a lot of money on food. Yes, keto food costs more money. Yes, the nutrition in keto food is what makes it cost more money. But the reason for that is you will actually save money by doing the fasting and the keto at the same time. So that one meal that you eat should have enough nutrients to your whole 5 meals that you would have eaten prior. And a lot of times I've come to notice when I've broken down some of these people's budgets and some of my budgets, it was that one meal actually costs less than half of the whole day's meal that people do now. You know, the hardest part was really kind of giving up also the coffee or that morning sugar rush that I was always chasing. I used to love the Starbucks white mocha, and now I have not had it in 4 years. We've made a couple of different versions and it did taste good, but it's not going to be the same because it has no sugar for us. So I like that I'm not addicted to that concept or addicted to needing that every day. I mean, at one point in my life, you guys, I was probably getting $8 of Starbucks every day. You do the math on that, that is hundreds of dollars a month on food that is actually not giving me good energy. It is keeping me in a carb-loaded mentality, and it keeps me tired. Yes, I get the sugar spike. Yes, I get the morning caffeine. But by 12, 1 o'clock, I was tired again, and I needed another jolt of caffeine. So when you do intermittent fasting right, and you manage to make your eating window fit your dietary days or fit your work schedule, then it is very easy to stick to it, be consistent, and you can save a lot of money. The main reason we intermittent fast is because it gives your body time to get into the autophagy state, and it starts recycling proteins that it wasn't doing before. The more you eat, actually, I look at it this way: your body's either healing itself or your body's either healing itself or it is eating the food that you have ingested. So it's one of those two modes, and the longer you can be in this state over this state, the better your body's going to heal, the better response you're going to get from all your hormones jumping up and down. Every time you eat, your body releases insulin. Whether it's keto, not keto, doesn't matter. Anytime you ingest something, your body will release insulin. Now, the items that some people allow you to have when you're fasting, like tea, 0-calorie items, those tend not to spike your insulin. So that should be okay when you're doing it. But again, it all just depends on your goal. If your goal is long-term weight, or your goal is long-term weight loss, or your goal is short, quick-term weight loss, you got to decide what's going to fit best for you and really use it to your advantage. Everybody's body is different. Some people react very, very well to these low-sugar carb items, and some people react very negatively. And it just depends on where you're at, and you find the right foods that do fit your needs, whether they're keto or not. Just make sure that your body can handle them, and it is not spiking bad hormones that continuously put you in a negative rust for it. So my advice, always intermittent fast. Start out slow and then gradually get more into it. And if you can make it to the 1 meal a day, that's the trick. That's the long-term goal. And if you can within that meal, like I said, make sure you've got all the nutrients you need. One quick advice would be those kale shakes. There's many YouTubers that point out these kale shakes. I like to put electrolyte wheatgrass in there. And if you are doing that daily, your body can legitimately make itself stronger, faster, and smarter all on its own because it is meant to heal. I hope that information helps you guys. If you've got any questions, please email me below. Do not hesitate. Thank you guys for all the support, all these views. It just means so much seeing people actually benefit from this information. And some of the emails I have received have just been life-changing. One has even made me tear. And if they let me put it on video, I will. So thank you guys so much. Please subscribe below, like, comment. Let me know if you have any questions or ideas. Thank you so much for visiting the KetoMo page.